Hello all, my name is Mars, and welcome back to In Their Shoes. Last time, we were able to make some new choices in some scenes we'd already been in, which was very exciting. I also got not one, but two gold-trimmed achievements, which I feel like might be a product of this being a rather small game that not a lot of people have played, but hey, I'm a trailblazer, what can I say? This time we're going to see Nina, Vale, and Emma with their boots. And we'll start with Nina. An invitation where a compromise is sought. While busy at one of her multiple jobs, Nina needs to resolve an issue. Ooh, dog walking. Florian, when were you planning on teaching me how to use a collar and a leash? Who are you guys planning on tying up? Huh. We should start by gagging you, Julio. Nina, I'd rather you didn't collar Ursula. She's super obedient. Sure enough, now she's all tangled up with Myrtilla, one of my other hounds from hell. Well, what with it being St. Ambrose Day today, the parks are full of cops. I don't want to risk getting a font. I always thought that like owner, like dog stuff was bullshit, but Ursula is just like Florian. Dependably diplomatic 80% of the time, and then completely out of control. Fine. Girls, I hate to be a party pooper, but I thought we'd agreed that this chat was only for making plans. Anyway, what on earth are you doing taking Florian's dog for a walk in this freezing weather, Nina? Weather? Did I say freezing weather? I meant freezing weather. Nina, haven't you told her that you've been doing yet another job for the last 2 weeks? A new job? Another one? Did you manage to get on top of your bills? I don't remember what the deal with each of these people is. These are our 3 partners. One of them's not so much a partner. I think it might have been Gaia, who's more of a friend than a partner, but we love these guys. Let's admit to our problem. I know last time we were with Nina, she was very combative, but I don't know. With these guys, I feel like she'd be more open. You know how it is, Gaia. It's always been my dream to get screamed at while being dragged along the Martesana Canal by dogs that are taller than I am. Nothing to do with my debts to my roomie. Once you've settled the lawsuit, everything will be fine, Yanetta. Anyway, being a dog sitter isn't such a bad gig. Just grab your leashes, poop bags, and boots, and you're off. The dogs are so cute. They each have their own personality. Hold up, Benito's taking a dump. Benito? He's tiny and ugly as sin. The owner inherited from their mom. He's a handful, TBH. At least Benito doesn't text like he's a messenger in 2007. Okay, this is the way I text. Indubitably, Nina. Dogs are always better than their owners. You're just like Myrtilla. She's always keeping an eye on the other dogs to keep them out of trouble. Gaia, that's the most boomer thing I've heard in weeks. Just to clarify for Julio, that should be boomer AF. Well, this boomer will make sure you find the door locked next time you want to come over with Navio. She may not be Gaia's dog, but Myrtilla is just like her, always keeping the pack in check. Florian, if you're mean to Navio, I'll put a leash on you. He's such a sweetheart. Is Navio the guy one of them was flirting with? It's been so long, guys. But Navio, one of them was flirting with a guy named Navio, one of the guys. Hey, what do you take me for? For somebody who, in my humble opinion, falls in love every 10 minutes and then just as quickly. Just as quickly what? Sorry, AFK. Just as quickly flees, or just as quickly turns into Florence Nightingale? I think this is more interesting. Like, he turns into a caretaker? Nina, I'd like to remind you of all the times you were there to save me, Julio, and who knows how many others from undesirable situations. Like at the protest. I'm not saying anything. Hey, why don't you take little Miss Kata with you for a walk? I still can't believe you called her that, poor kitty, just because her face looks like she's wearing a mask. You need to take a break from the internet. I'm back. Never mind. Just pretend I've been texting all manner of blasphemous bullshit and don't ask me any questions. I don't care. So, Nina, what's all this talk about a wedding? A wedding? Would somebody please explain to Gaia that you can actually scroll back through the chat and read old messages? I don't remember there being mention of a wedding. Maybe this is from a different day. My cousin Carl has decided to get married 2 days before Christmas, and she told me I could only bring one person with me. She doesn't quite get this whole poly relationships thing. Look, Mom has tried to clue her in at least 10 times already, but she just doesn't get it. Dog stuff always looks so easy. You just need to learn their language. So the question is, Florian and Julio, which of you is free in a couple of weeks? Hey, what about me? I adore you, Gaia, but you just go on about the theater and dead artists the whole time. So, are we up for freaking Carly out completely? Because she's another woman. So, are we up for freaking Carla out completely? Because if you came, she'd definitely think we were partners too. Which would still be better than that jerk she's getting married to, I swear to God. I should be having my paddle group Christmas dinner if I recall correctly, but for you, my dear, anything. Don't take offense, but I'll have to decline. I don't think I could handle more than 3 straights in the same room. Or is it just that you and Navia would have the house to yourselves for the holidays? Sometimes it's hard to figure out which of you is 20 and which is 50. Anyway, Nina, it's been weeks since we've been out together, just the 2 of us, am I right? AIR? I asked you to come with me this morning to walk the dogs. Great date, picking up poop in the cold, no thanks. But Julio, didn't you and Nina go to the Paulo and Chiara concert together last week? Guy was there too. And Halloween weekend in Bologna? Where Nina ran into 2 old colleagues and proceeded to get so drunk with them that she got the train home or forgot I was there, for fuck's sake. And yet again, Gaia was there too. Apologize, sort of. These are our partners. We should be upfront and frank with them, I feel like. So I'm not going to change the subject and not reply. In my defense, I'd just taken an ibuprofen because my period cramps were killing me. Although it may not have been a great idea to wash it down with the vodka, I kind of lost the plot. No, do not do that. But I take your point, Julio. You both invited me, Julio, both times. What else were we supposed to do? What's that supposed to mean? Leave it. No, I won't leave it. Okay. Maybe we change the subject here because this is like a lover's quarrel between them and it's not really my problem. Anyway, that Paulo and Chiara concert was the event of the year. I love you dearly, Nina, but you're trash, trash, trash. Nina, let's just go us 2 just this once, please. Roughly translated as just this once without having to drag Gaia around with us, right? Come on, Gaia, we all had a great time together. Guys, can you get whatever's bothering you out in the open, please? I'd like to go out with Nina for one night, just the 2 of us. FYI, I just feel like I always come last. You're either with Florian or Gaia's upset about something. Sometimes, Nina, you've argued with someone or you're busy with one of your thousands of jobs. So I'm left here wondering, what the fuck am I doing here? I am you? I don't know what that means. Sweetheart, why didn't you mention any of this velour before? I tried to. Things like getting 2 tickets for the concert and not 3. None of this changes the fact that I'm going through a rough time right now, Julio. And Nina was just being true to our friendship by inviting me along. Listen, guys, there's no point in arguing over a stupid wedding. Unofficial bridesmaids, I challenge you to embarrass the happy couple. Julio, let's all go. I feel like saying let's all go, like, I don't want to ruin the wedding too much by having 2 extra people there. But I don't know. He is openly saying, oh God, this is tough. We did kind of change the subject when Gaia was trying to say her thing about how difficult her life has been. And I feel kind of bad about that, but at the same time, I feel like maybe that's indicative of Nina maybe not caring as much about her, even though they're friends. But I feel like Julio has made his problem really clear, that he wants to spend time alone with me. So I think I'm going to ask Julio to come. I challenge you to embarrass the happy couple, Julio, with your usual cocktail of vodka, filthy jokes, and social commentary. You know how to treat your man, Nina for the win. I might still change my mind, Julio. JK, but thanks for real, I needed that reply. Right, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to knock around a few balls and release some tension. He is the one who needs to release some tension, sounds about right. My lectures is finished, guy. I'll come around yours and we can do the markets, okay? Later, Nina. Alright, what do we get from that? Nina decides to take Julio to the wedding. Gaia is hurt by her decision. Of course. Makes sense. Europop. She maintains that the Paulo and Chiara reunion concert is the most significant event of the century and grace period. She owes money to her roomies. I've seen all these already. Why are you showing them to me? Alright. Vale. I actually don't know if it's pronounced Vale or Vale. Because I know this is very late, me coming to this conclusion, but when we were on the online chat and someone asked what Vale is short for, they were like, is it Valerio or Valentina? And those would both be pronounced like Vale in a shortened form. Like, obviously neither of those are Vale's name, but the way it's pronounced would probably be what leads people to that conclusion that one of those must be their name. Anyway, let's play. In the usual rush hour after work, Vale, stuck in traffic, has too much time to think. 0 thought tokens. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking. Wednesday, September 24th. It's 7:30 p.m. and that was the wonderful Nancy Sinatra with These Boots Are Made for Walking. Traffic news. Partly due to today's general strike in the Milan area, there are slowdowns on the A52 North Beltway towards Cologno Monzese. Nice euphemism, slowdowns. I haven't moved an inch for 15 minutes. In other news, scooter sharing company Motor Hello has just announced the closure of its Milan branch. At least 70 workers will be laid off. Reasons for the closure have not been made public. Motor Hello? Lucky we built their app months ago, otherwise we'd never have got paid. Oh man, we had to do so much overtime to get it all up and running before the deadline. I remember the crunch got so bad, we may have been a bit cursory on our final bug hunt. Lucky it turned out so well in the end. Man, all those poor saps who lost their jobs, it's a different story for them. Is it really a different story? What if they're being laid off because of a programming error and my app says Vale? in a scary voice. No, that's impossible. Or is it? We didn't have time to do a thorough bug hunt, did we? So it's my fault they're losing their jobs. I like this idea that I've come up with of anxiety being represented by anxiety sounding like an evil vizier in a fantasy novel, you know? It can't be. I'm imagining things. I'm not imagining this sense of rising panic, though. Why would I be panicking if it wasn't my fault? Dear Lord, no. It is my fault. All those people turfed out onto the street. I'm a terrible person. Seek reassurance. Call your sister, call your boyfriend, call a colleague. Hey car, call Lulu. Vale? Ciao! What's up? You missing me already? Ciao, Lou. Just a quick question. Are you busy? I just collapsed on the couch while Alfonso rustles up some dinner, so yeah, pretty busy. I didn't really think before choosing an answer because this was in the demo, and I remember that it doesn't really matter what you pick, you're gonna run through all the options anyway, because you're stuck on the Beltway. Busy chilling? What do you need? Do you remember the Motor Hello management software we developed a few months back for the Scoodle Renter Company? Of course! Motor Hell! Some nightmares keep coming back to haunt us. I don't suppose you remember if there are any bugs we couldn't squash? Maybe something in the shift scheduling algorithm? Jesus, Vale, do you ever knock off? The office is closed. Go in peace, brother. It's just that I was in the car and I was mulling it over. You don't remember anything then? I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. You need to find a hobby, Vale. It isn't good for you always being so precious about everything. It's one thing being meticulous at work, but outside office hours you need to relax a bit. Like, I absolutely 100% agree with that. That work-life balance is very important, but at the same time, like, I understand. I don't have a job where I need to worry about it much outside of office hours, but I understand how anxiety works very intimately. So, especially in a situation where there's nothing to do but be alone with your thoughts, these things creep up on you. Yeah, no, you're right. I was just wondering if you remembered anything. Get Danny to take you away this weekend or something. I gotta go. Alfred's giving me the stink eye because dinner's getting cold. Okay, well, enjoy your dinner. Ciao! And calm down. Maybe. That's what she said, isn't it? So maybe it was my fault. It's all my fault. Counter. How could a single bug have caused so many people to lose their livelihoods? Could be the domino effect, or it could be the butterfly effect. But I always check all my code meticulously. Just one comma out of place can cause the whole system to come crashing down. But surely that would be my manager's responsibility ultimately, wouldn't it? Legally, perhaps. Morally, no. Try some more positive self-talk. But the app worked perfectly. A lot of bugs don't show up until it's too late. It could have been one of my colleagues, couldn't it? You'd still be an accomplice. You should have looked harder. Why did nobody notice earlier? I've wrote the code. Ultimate responsibility lies with me. Distraction. Mindfulness, listen to a podcast, sing a song. Usually I would go for mindfulness first. That has been a big boon for me in these past couple of years. But I feel like the game is going to interpret mindfulness as meditation, which is not a good idea when you're driving. Hey car, play episode 3 of The Darkest Hour. A band of desperate outlaws, stolen Nazi gold, 23 unresolved homicides spanning 50 years. This isn't an adventure film. This is a mystery. This is The Darkest Hour. I'm so insensitive. How can I just sit here while dozens of families are destitute and it's all my fault? I can't be sure if it was my fault, but it probably was. After enduring 2 days of horrific torture, he was shot dead. The band had finally wreaked their terrible vengeance. Hey, Carr, start again from the beginning. A band of desperate outlaws, stolen Nazi gold, 23 unresolved homicides spanning 50 years. This isn't an adventure film. This is a mystery. This is The Darkest Hour. Our story begins in 1944. The destitution caused by the war is pushing more and more people into work on the black market. A bit like the people who lost their jobs at Motor Hello. Some of them might turn to a life of crime too. Uh-oh, Alex. What are you gonna get up to, Alex? I'm not responsible for their choices. Is it really a choice? It was my mistake that pushed them over the edge. It's all my fault. Then, in 1961, the mystery claimed its 10th victim. 10th? Hey, Carr, start again from the beginning. A band of desperate outlaws, stolen Nazi gold, 23 unresolved homicides spanning 50 years. Actually, leave it. Hey, Carr, stop playback. Let's try calling someone. Our boyfriend, I forget what his name is, but our co-worker told us to try calling him. Hey, Carr, call Danny. Hey, Sweet Pea, just a moment. Is everything alright? Can you talk? Yeah, well, no. Tiziano screwed up the invoices again. Surprise, surprise. So, as usual, it's up to me to sort it. What a drag. Shit, that's too bad. Yeah, well, what can you do? What about you? Everything alright? You sound a bit down. I'm stuck on the Beltway and falling prey to dark, intrusive thoughts. Tiziano, give me 5 minutes. Tell me all. I was listening to the radio and they announced the closure of a company we developed the app for. I can't help thinking that maybe I made a mistake when we were programming it. And that this mistake caused the entire system to crash. And that the bosses are blaming the workers who are all going to be driven into poverty. Okay, well, that's some horse shit. Are you sure? Of course. If you made a mistake with the app, they'd have noticed and asked you to fix it. They'd have got pissed at you like I am at Tiziano. It's capitalism that sucks, Sweet Pea, not you. Are you sure? Super sure. Feeling better? Yeah, thanks. Right, gotta go. I can't leave Tiziano on his own. They should have included babysitting the boss's son in the work description for this job, given that that's what takes up half my time. Yeah, well, then nobody would have taken them up on it, Danny. For real. Listen, hang in there. You're stronger than your intrusive thoughts. See you at home. This could very well be a translation issue, but I feel like intrusive thoughts is not the right word for this. This is anxiety. Intrusive thoughts are associated with OCD, and I don't think Vale has OCD. And, like, intrusive thoughts aren't things that you actually believe, I don't think. Like, anxiety's the inner monologue of anxiety tends to be more convincing, I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a very cursory knowledge of OCD, but I know that they're not using the right words here, is what I'll say. See you later, honey bun. Thanks. Ciao. Ciao. He's right. Complete horseshit. Sure about that. At the end of the day, what does he know? It isn't as if he was working on the project. Okay, we've already tried that counter. Try to distract ourselves. Hey Carr, play Mirror Mirror by Hippies and Yuppies. Back from a night out with the gang to escape your 9-to-5 routine. Crying mascara like a river, you look deep. Okay, I lost the melody. You look deep into your eyes asking, mirror, mirror on the wall, Where the hell do I belong? Mirror, mirror on the wall, what is all this even for? Pimples and a hormonal mess. Too scared to ask both the cheerleader and the quarterback. None of this rhymes. It's in Italian, I gotta remember that. You hide your heart in the restroom asking... I'm not singing the same thing again. It's annoying me already. Jelly stained clothes, running wild, reading Alice in Wonderland. A kid smiles beyond the looking glass. You wave to each other in pinky promise, saying, Mirror, mirror on the wall, I got a playmate from now on. I should be kinder to the one in the mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I should go easier on myself. But do I really have the courage to look at myself in the mirror after the misery I caused those poor innocent souls? Call your sister. Hey, car, call Sarah. She's taking her time picking up. Come on, answer. She doesn't want to talk to me. What did I do to upset her? I don't think I did anything. She's probably busy. Or maybe she's had enough of me. I'm a terrible brother. Scratch that, a terrible person. I got all those people laid off too. What was the name of that meditation guide my therapist recommended? I should say up front, mindfulness isn't just meditation. It's just kind of being aware of where you are, and you don't need to close your eyes and say Om to do that. You can just be sitting in your car and be like, I am sitting in my car. I can feel the steering wheel under my hands. I see all the different colors of the cars around me. I hear the sounds of the beltway. Like, it doesn't have to be clearing your mind of all thoughts. It can just be being more attentive to your surroundings and living in your body, not your head, necessarily, if that makes any sense. But Vale is going to try actual meditation, and they're going to close their eyes while driving. Oh yeah, hey car, play Mindscapes. Welcome to Mindscapes, Soul Horizons. Let's begin by closing our eyes. Maybe not, given that I'm driving. Now let's focus on our breathing, on the movement of our lungs, our muscles, our diaphragm. Don't try to control them, just become aware of their natural, automatic movements. Now shift your awareness to any muscles that are unnecessarily tense, like your jaw muscles, and relax them. I don't like the use of that word unnecessarily, because a big part of mindfulness is being non-judgmental, of like not putting labels. Like you would just say, my jaw is tense, and maybe I want to relax it, and that's not putting a label like unnecessary on it. I don't know, I have very strong feelings about this. Can you tell? This is how helpful it's been for me. Move, asshole! Can't you see the traffic started moving again? Shit, maybe now isn't the right time for meditating. Yeah, this is the same. I'm a terrible person. What a nightmare. It's all my fault. Alright, let's see what keywords we got out of that. Murder. They listen to true crime podcasts in the car. Persnickety. They're extremely meticulous at work and at home, perhaps a bit too meticulous. And reflection. They know they should try to go easier on themselves. Yeah. That one was difficult. Because, you know, I see so much of myself in it. I have a lot of anxiety. Not work-related anxiety necessarily, because my work is quite stress-free. But, you know, like, you always worry, like, I say you, but I mean I always worry about, like, how people see me, how my actions have affected others, and stuff like that, and in my case, it makes me like not want to do anything because I don't want to further double down on any harm I might have caused or might cause in the future, or any embarrassment I might feel in front of others. Vale seems a little bit more on top of it than I am of their anxiety, so I respect them for that. But okay, we only have one moment we haven't played, and that's Emma's boots. So I guess we'll go to that next time. Can we check in with the timeline yet? We can. Drag the cards into the slots to rearrange the moments in chronological order. When you're done, press confirm to check. Okay. We can try this. So we have Nico on the bus, Nico at the Blue Rose. I'm pretty sure this comes last. These two are both on the day of the general strike. I think this is after the strike was actually happening, and this is before, because she's still on the metro. And this comes after. Yay! General strike. Mortgage for the house to be viewed here? Interesting. Okay. I'm glad we checked that out. I didn't realize we had unlocked that already. But okay. I guess we only have one moment left. Hopefully playing Emma's boots chess unlocks more shoes for us. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess go searching for more keywords for people. But that'll be for next time. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more In Their Shoes.